Social media, that's how I know you. That's how
Yeah, you don't have to put the miss in front of it.
Okay,
You can
just
just, or you can just call me Lucky.
Just Lucky?
Yeah, everybody
Okay,
call me
cool.
Lucky.
Okay.
Because that's my literal last name. So.
Oh, so that's where it comes from. It's the actual last name.
Yeah.
So you just took it on up front. Okay, that's pretty cool. I plan on taking my wife's last name.
Okay. What's your wife's last name?
Archer.
Archer.
Yeah,
okay.
Tommy Archer.
So that's where the Tommy Archer comes from. Okay.
A lot of people, that's not me. They be looking for me like, I can't find you on Facebook. You can, but that's not me.
Okay.
I mean, not government.
Right.
So today, I appreciate you coming on with me and sitting down. This is a episode, hopefully, that can be engaging. I'm looking still to have a lot of fun with you.
Okay.
But it is Miss Lucky Charmz. You say drop the miss, but I'm going to show my respect and say Miss Lucky Charmz. All right, I'm going to call you Lucky from here on out. But
okay.
That's my last one, all right?
I promise. Okay.
So just so you know, that's mine. That's your focus. And then we got a third up there up against the wall, the iPad.
Oh, okay.
That's our third camera. And I am so grateful to have you here. Like I said, I watched the episode. I'm thrilled to get the acceptance. And I kind of talked with Maine a little bit about some of my approaches with it. And I haven't had to talk to a teacher since I was probably 16.
Wow. I feel honored to be here then.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Ain't wrong with that neither. I got my GED.
No, it's definitely nothing wrong with that.
Wrong with it.
No.
But I like to start off with a little fun little trivia game.
Okay.
Called Tommy's Taylor Trivia.
Okay.
So just
I
join
love
with me.
game shows.
All right.
Yeah.
A little trivia from Gen X. All right.
Ooh.
Now you deal with millennials too, don't you?
I do.
On the regular.
On the regular.
And what grade is it? You
I teach all high school students, so 9th through 12th grade.
Oh man, that's oh yeah.
I love it.
We're gonna do some millennials too. Then I
Okay.
haven't got to touch millennials yet, but I think your reference will be good there too.
Okay, we'll see. I might not know millennial stuff because they be like, you don't know this, Miss Lucky? I don't. Who is that?
You never know. There's some of this stuff. The boomers. That's before.
Way before me.
Yeah, some of them I know. All right, let's see. Now let's see. Who are Jordan, Joey, John, Danny, and Donnie?
Oh, New Kids on the Block. I used to be in love with Donnie Wahlberg. Oh my God. Yes, I love them.
See, you already on track with a good start. All right, all right. What artificial organ called the Jarvik 7 was first implanted into a patient in 1982?
Oh, the Jarvik what?
I guess I'm reading that right. Jarvik. And then it's got the number 7. I have no idea.
Artificial organ.
I'm going to say, I'm going to go. See, I want to say lung, but I think that's wrong. But I think heart. But I don't know.
Yeah, like a artificial in 1982.
Yeah, in 82 too.
No, I don't see. They probably already had heart surgery by then. I think maybe. I don't know. Let's go with a.
I don't know all the organs neither. That's a downfall.
I'm not a science teacher. Let's make that clear. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with lung. What is it?
It was artificial heart.
Oh,
it actually was a
wow.
heart. I was questionable on that.
Yeah.
Heart seems like that was the first one they focused on.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. So what classes do you teach while we're right here?
So I've been teaching marketing management and entrepreneurship for the past 3 years at TW Josie. Next year I'm taking a shift. So next year I'll be teaching as a pathway. So those are students who aspire to be teachers, whether it's traditional or non-traditional, in my eyes. But I'm sure they want more traditional teachers. But something like, I would love to have you come in and talk to them.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I could do it.
Why?
That's like you know who Aaron Kinzer is? One Love.
Yes. Absolutely, yeah.
He does some big mentorship programs and stuff, and me and him had a talk, and I don't just think it's like, how do you, it's one thing if you're Maine, or if, I think Maine's a great man. I think Maine controls a lot. He manages a lot.
Yeah.
He's still a great father. He doesn't get overwhelmed and overcome by all the challenges that he does.
Okay.
I think Aaron does the same thing, getting out. Like, these certain men are meant for mentorship.
Okay.
I'm still on a path to try and be a great man. It's hard to.
But see, I don't want you to be a mentor. I just really want you to tell me your story. Like, how did you get into podcasting? What made you interested?
Man. I might come do that now. But
Yeah.
It's still got to be okay to not be PG. Cause I can't look. I'm a comedian and I get in trouble.
Okay. I did see that. Yeah.
I get in trouble for not doing clean comedy, and it's not that. How do I say? I try to learn more words as I get older.
Okay.
But a lot of my vocabulary is cussing.
Okay.
And it's hard to keep that shit.
Turn it on and turn it off.
I can't do that. No.
Okay.
I've lost too many jobs. It's just one of them things.
I feel you.
But I wouldn't mind. We could definitely talk about it.
Sure.
I have had more thought about that type of range of like speaking and trying to see if it touches or whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll discuss.
Okay. Cool.
Who was George H.W. Bush's vice president? Oh, see, I remember he fought Al Gore. That's the one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Isn't that the right Bush?
Yeah, it got to be. But I don't remember who his vice president was.
Either.
Like, I'm not into politics.
It was Dan Quayle.
Oh, Dan Quayle.
Dan Quayle.
Dan Quayle.
I can't even read.
Yeah, I was young. Like, I wasn't even old enough to vote. So.
I was in 5th grade. I remember this like it was yesterday.
And I'm probably how old? Well,
I'm 34.
Okay, and I'm about to be 47.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You still look like 34.
Thank you.
Still look 34.
But I'm saying, like, if you were in the 5th grade and we talk about 11 years later, I think I was probably just getting out of high school.
I remember George W. Bush and that situation only because that was the year 9/11 happened, or that hit me that whole 5th grade year. I think.
Okay.
And I was in front of the class in English class when the trade towers were hit.
Wow.
But Miss Bailey still wanted me to read when she knew I couldn't. And then the week after that, I was in them learning classes, sitting around trying to stutter with cripples.
Shut up.
I swear to God, that was the moment I knew I didn't like school, and I felt like every teacher was out to get me. And I know that different now.
Oh, okay.
But man, I hated school because of her. Oh,
because of that one teacher?
Yeah. She made when. Not everyone comes from smart environments.
Okay.
Say that nicely.
Okay.
And we weren't the brightest of kids. There's 6 boys in the house that always wanted to just do their thing or whatever.
Okay.
And the brightest of the bunch weren't the odds weren't in our favor.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it was a challenge at school no matter what. And then when it come to like proving you can do something and you're in the back of the class, it wasn't fun for us.
Okay. I understand that. I
had a special ed teacher. She had some big titties, and she would come over the shoulder with me. Like it had its positive. She was only like 21 too. It was.
Oh my God.
See what I'm talking about? I don't know.
So weak right now.
I hope you're enjoying yourself.
I definitely am.
These are all. That's all like military. Okay, let's go on. All right. I think I've done this one before, but cool. Still.
Okay, let's see.
In 1991. Who was Mario attempting to rescue in Super Mario World?
Oh, was that the girl with the pink dress? What's her name? It wasn't Peach, was it?
Yes, Peach.
Oh,
Peach the
okay.
Princess Peach.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm wrong
See?
too. It was not that. Who do you think it was? Before I try to correct you?
Okay, she had on the pink dress, not the peach dress, and I don't know the name, but
Toadstool.
Oh, see.
Apparently, it's Princess Toadstool.
Yeah, no.
That's not the same one I did then. I've done a couple Mario ones out of that. I'm gonna keep that one out. All right. If Ashton Kutcher pulled a prank on someone, what was it called?
That show he had on MTV was, oh my God. It was called Pranked.
Punked.
Punked. Oh.
I remember that show too. That was a good show. They were really going all out for stuff like that.
Yes, it was. I wonder what. Well, I guess people kind of caught on to you can't prank too many.
That shit was so loud.
Yeah,
that's like I thought about doing prank calls, but then the moment I can't block my number or somebody spills the beans, they're gonna be calling me. Yeah. What product was often What product was often featured in Fox commercials during Ren and Stimpy? And I don't see how this is. How is this a millennial question? Ren and Stimpy.
I don't know. I didn't watch Ren and Stimpy.
I did, but that was like a boomer.
I didn't like that cartoon.
Oh, very provocative. Very provocative.
What is it?
Ren and Stimpy. That fat ball. And
I mean, I know that it's like it was a cat and something else like.
It's a log, apparently. Oh well. No, that's a cat.
What was Ren? What was Stimpy? They were animals.
Yeah, they were.
But what kind of animals?
Let's see. Let's ask a good question.
Because I thought it was a cat and a dog.
were Ren. There you go. Ren is a Chihuahua and
A dog.
Oh shit, you were right. And I didn't even know this. And Stimpson, aka Stimpy, is a Maxon cat. You were right. A cat and a dog.
I knew there was a cat and a dog.
I watched that show. That and that one with that monster would take her eyes out her eyeballs.
What that is.
You don't know what that is, neither?
I grew up on Fred Flintstones, the Jetsons, Captain Caveman, Shirt Tails, like Jabba Jaws. Like I watched 70s cartoons, so I didn't really get into those. I was just like a Smurfs.
Smurfs. Okay.
Yes, I used to love getting up watching the Jetsons and the Flintstones. That was my thing.
It was a long time before we got cable, so I didn't. It was,
but no, didn't they come on like Cartoon Network? I think something like that. I don't know, but
we was at what is it? The Looney Tunes one.
Oh yeah. Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner.
What was it? There was that show. It was like It wasn't Looney Tune Time.
No, you talking about the ones with the babies? I watched the real one with Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah. That was there was an actual Looney Tunes like, show that was all the originals. And then the other one I watched Looney Tunes, and then it was a debate because a lot of the household liked the Acme Brothers, which is WB.
Okay, yeah. WB came when I was a little bit older.
Yeah. I remember watching Steve Harvey show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Could never have no teacher like that, could I? All right, well, let's do two more real quick.
Okay.
In tech term, I'm just gonna ask it in the term. What does PDA mean?
Public PDA.
Yeah.
Public display of affection.
Now, do you have a lot of issues with that in high school? Do they still challenge themselves with that notion?
No, you don't really. I mean, you might see somebody holding hands or something like that walking down the hallway, but nothing where there's like. I don't think how we were in high school. Like, I think that was a big thing when we were in high school. You want somebody to know that's your boyfriend. See, these kids, they don't want nobody.
So you think they've tamed down some?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so.
I'm worried. I got a 12-year-old daughter. I'm worried.
No, they've definitely tamed down a lot.
She wants to wear booty shorts to school all the time.
Oh, no. We definitely can't let her wear booty shorts to school.
But she's just tall. She's just one of them girls where they don't fit the dollar rule.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, but they have some cute ones on Fashion Nova and Shein.
Shein, that's what she told me about.
Yes,
I talked to her about
Shein, yeah.
Yeah, she likes that. In The Princess Bride, this Wesley's response to Buttercup's ever request.
Never saw the
Never saw it? All right, now you worry about it.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. You know about Oprah?
A little bit.
A little bit. In 2004, Oprah gave each member of an studio audience a new Pontiac G6, and popular culture got this phrase.
And you get a car, and you get a car?
That's it. That's
Yeah, okay.
You get a car, and you get a car. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you. That was great. Hey, y'all check in next time for it. So now I'd like to have a little music in the background while we actually...
See the look in my face. No, I ain't trying to talk. Big ol' on my waist. It modify how I walk. Smoke a lead to the face. The smoke like it costs. Really take me to space like the physics and law. But still this ambition got me self-driven, no automotive. And I'm moving so managed cause I was hell-given as a child, I told you. But I digress. I swallow my pride and stress. Cause my past won't leave my future. Might as well get it off my chest. And you know what's best? How my life has changed since I picked up that mic. I'm doing better with my time. I'm in the stew through the night. Could be like old times. I make that mans wanna fight. Yeah, I'm cheating death if I take a chance on my wife. But that's my honesty. You gotta love my modesty. You gotta love my vibe. Cause ain't no one like me. Yeah, that's the God of me. I say the word, here come your girl, home girl, old girl.
Have the interview, if I may. I know that's not going to it might get copyright. We'll see. Never mind. Resetting the link. Are you confirmed? What is going on here? Let me ask a question while I'm starting to do this multitasking with you. Okay, so I like the idea of talking to a teacher on a more personal level like this.
Okay.
I want to ask first and foremost, I've already expressed I have a GED. Why is it doing this? Send it. Already confirmed. It ain't let me work today, huh? While having a GED, I struggle with first having confidence that I can help my daughter get through certain projects, tasks, whatever kind of studying type of environments. Mm-hmm. What would you say is something that parents like this could like focus on. Because I
Okay.
know that has to be a big thing where parents self-consciously can't really help their kids, and it's a challenge. It feels more challenging to me than just
Right.
doing the homework.
Okay. So to that, I would say I think technology has made life a little bit easier for parents in the fashion of AI. So I know, sometimes it's frowned upon, but I actually like to teach my students how to use it effectively. Like if you have a question or if you're trying to do a project or you're trying to figure out how to word something, then I definitely say use artificial intelligence. Because to your point, some parents may only have a GED, but they have hopes and dreams of their kids going way further than they have. So, they want to help them to get to that destination. So I definitely think, using those types of resources can be very, very helpful. It helps me as a college student. So
It helps me as a podcaster. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah. So, I mean, that's where your additional, I think, support would come from. And it kind of breaks things down. I would even put in as a parent, what I'm saying, like really spell it out. And I think it'll spit something good out for you.
All right. So my next question to you would be: I know it's high school. I'm not in high school stages,
Right.
but I do believe in expectations and self-drive.
Okay.
Right? Do you think parents have to acknowledge or how do you think parents should acknowledge when they need to cut that help off and let their kids survive? Because I think sometimes my daughter will take advantage of me, and I'll get
And
in.
she's 12?
Well, it happens, and I think that if I continue to oil her in these senses, it's going to roll over in high school. I've gotten, better at working at my discipline at it, but I do think I question myself of like, okay, when should I step back and not help? At some point, you got to be able to research and do this, and I'll be the last resort. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you're saying help as far as with homework.
Yeah, with school in general. Like
Just with school in general. So I don't say that you necessarily have to take your hand completely off when it comes to help. You always want to be that motivating factor for your kid, especially at home. Because sometimes, like you said, you hated a teacher. So it could be a teacher that she may not have that connection with that she's going to get that motivation from at school. So you definitely want to remain being that constant for her. But just challenge her. I don't think, and just not saying, babe, I'm here if you need help, but let me see what you can do.
All right.
Show me what you can do first, and then where you're lacking, and I'll step in and we can try to figure this thing out together.
Now, I say this because I told Maine about a situation that happened at graduation.
Okay.
And I look at it to a degree of accountability. You know, at a certain point, if you're managing your grades and you're learning and you're not needing my help, at a certain point, I am allowed to step back and be like, hey, you got this, right? And then if you need me, I'm that last resort, right? Now, there was a graduation that happened. I'm not going to name the schools or anything like that. But, oh man, I forgot. I can't block it out. Fudge, that messed up that whole rhythm. Is this okay for you, brother?
Oh, yeah.
Golly, he wants to mess up now every time. Lord Jesus, why has he got to do? Anyhow, there was a kid at school, so we finished the graduation. My daughter, it seemed like every kid got a goddamn award.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
I really believe in my head, sitting there through 2 hours of name calling, that every kid got an award, right?
Okay.
I really feel like it's 6th grade. All right, cool. Everybody gonna get some like special stuff. And I'm with that. I'm for that if that's what it's got to be. But afterwards, we go and follow up about a yearbook, yada, yada. We get our yearbook, we leave the class, and one of her friends is right there. Hey, go ahead, let's start filling it out.
Okay.
As she fills it out, she breaks down in tears. And, I'm the dad, I'm not trying to be, so I kind of walk off, but still like kick some pointers. She comes over and was like, yo, I'm glad you're my dad when it comes to school. And I was like, oh, why? What you mean? What's wrong with her? She okay? She goes, her mom says she should have done better. The girl had 3 awards in her hand.
Wow.
The girl had I think she had a honor roll. I got the paper. It's like exemplary or whatever that. It starts with an E.
Exemplary.
Yeah. And that, and then she had a music or something like that. She was in the craft. She was going above and beyond, and a roll. Still wasn't good enough. Still
Oh,
ain't good enough.
see, yeah, like
Them parents don't lay off. Them Karens, them
I
crackers.
definitely do.
You know what I'm saying? Fucking
What? I definitely out for my kids. I'm not hard on her. Like if I'll check her grades, and if I see that she's lagging, I'm like, what's going on? Why is this assignment late? But I'm looking to see, why do you have this grade? Is it a test score, or did you just not do the work? So I guess it differs from me. So I'll get on to her about that, but I'm not gonna be there like 1 + 1 is 2. Like, I'm not gonna walk you through it. Yeah.
I'm trying my best to not have to do that.
Yeah.
Because like I said again, I can do it, but it really takes me longer to go research. Like the AI point you make, I use AI so much because I feel like I can research on Google 5 different words of saying or where I want to get to. I can ask my wife to do it. It'd be done in a minute. And just that, learning how to use it better helps me navigate how to teach better, because I don't know none of this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, some of this I want to kind of coordinate to, like I said, a parenting more than anything, because you're the teacher and it's like helping us.
Yeah.
I really want to help see how I could be a better parent. Not necessarily, like you say, doing the 1 + 1, but from the back.
Yeah.
How is it different how is it different from help at home with independent learners versus the one that need us? How do you judge as a parent which one your kid is? Because I feel like that's where I'm at.
Okay, so you need to figure out if she's an independent learner or if she just needs more hands-on from you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But what has she shown you so far? Has she shown you that she's an independent learner? What I mean is, like, she came to you and said, Dad, I'm glad you're my dad when it comes to school, because you're going to allow me to do the best that I can. And if I need the help, you're going to help me. But right now I'm maintaining.
No,
she's not maintaining?
You're the best dad, because if I don't give a damn, eventually it's not gonna matter.
No.
Cause and like we've gotten better, and we're at a point. This is the first year where my daughter has made AB honor roll.
Okay, good.
At the beginning of this year, we struggled with grades of 50s, and like the first quarter was like a battle of like, oh my God, are you really not gonna try and do the work? Is this really this? It's not this hard. She has the computer style work where everything's researchable. The information's in your face. It's just you got to read and do it, you know? And so, a lot of questions this year for me was about, is she going to be an independent learner, or is she just going to
How confident is she right now? Because you remember you mentioned earlier that there was a point that you weren't confident when you got up in front of the classroom. So where's her confidence level?
I think that it is stemmed off social surroundings.
Yeah, I get that, because I have a 14-year-old.
Yeah, I think that if she has a good social friends and all are happy or whatnot, we're getting good grades. But the moment that disruptive shit goes south, then I start seeing issues with the schoolwork and that. But when it comes, I feel like this year she's really shown and like sprouted out her learning ability.
Yeah.
She's definitely proved me wrong. I didn't think I was gonna see ABs.
Well, that's awesome.
It really wasn't.
And I'm sure she felt very accomplished, whether she got an award for it or not. The award for her was proving to herself, I can do it. Like, I was making 50s and 60s. Now I ended up with all A's and B's. So sometimes it doesn't take a piece of paper to feel rewarded. You know what I'm saying? Like, your daughter probably walked away a lot more confident. And I think that's why she was like, I'm glad you're my dad, because Dad, did she get any awards?
Well, she got money. How do you say
No,
this?
I'm saying like from the school.
Just the AB honor roll.
Okay.
So she just got money from me as a reward of like,
Right.
Grades wise. But I try to, I've been the spoiling fucking dad. I'm biting that. I'm trying to draw that shit
It's
back.
okay to pay for performance, Dad.
Right.
It's okay to pay for
But
performance.
and you say it's not. You said something just a second ago about the piece of paper or whatnot. Now I am. I don't give a damn about no employee of the month, but my wife put the employee of the month on the wall.
Okay.
And when we got the AB honor roll, well, that's coming down, baby girl. We putting this AB honor roll up.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about my job, baby. You just hit AB honor roll, right?
Right.
And I think that hit more home to her, realizing that it's just about the effort. I don't give a damn. I could really care less as long as you can survive.
Yeah.
But if you can do it and you're doing well, I want to show you off.
Just
and
so
support.
continue to water that and push that, and let that be her reminder. So when she does start slacking, I'm like, babe, I know you can do it, because you already told me.
And you on the wall, baby. You're
Right.
on the
You
wall.
already showed me what you could do.
Yeah.
So.
Can you describe some different concepts that kids go through, or I guess different struggles that kids go through with learning? like for instance, like I still have a real bad learning disability. I say learning disability, I just can't comprehend shit well. I gotta read the shit a lot.
Okay.
But I had a challenging time reading and doing grammar and all this stuff growing up. And I know there's vast stuff that parents could be dealing with. Like what type of things would be indicators of struggles for kids in certain areas? Math, reading, history, I guess the basics. And we're gonna get to the entrepreneurship and marketing of your stuff.
I mean, I guess for
teacher.
me, some of the struggles that I think that they may go through, I think I have the understanding of where a lot of our kids are, because you have to think about COVID. You know, a lot of those kids were just like willy-nilly, you know, during that time, and it's because it may not have been structure at home. Their parents may have had to work. So while you're normally at school getting disciplined and you have a structured schedule, now mama or daddy got to go to work and we have to leave you home by yourself, because now you have to teach yourself how to learn online. So I think that is something that all students on some type of level had to deal with. So I definitely could see that. But some other struggles, I think, with some of these other students, whether it's middle or elementary or high school, it could be the living environment, could have a lot to do with their reading, writing, or comprehension. So it's multifaceted, like what these kids go through. I can't really pinpoint the top three or anything like that. I can only go by what I kind of see.
But when you say household, I want to touch on this too, because I feel like my daughter has every advantage. Just because the household maybe not have, like for my sake, I might not have the best resources or knowledge to get resources to help her, but I know that I can still find ways to continue to push, and that push is still going to get her further than what we would by not trying.
Yeah, but when I say a household, I mean like a student that may not have running water or have lights.
Yeah,
and
you struggle at home.
That's what I'm talking about. So not that type of struggle where you
stressors environment. Stressors that control.
Right. So I think that has a lot to do with it, because sometimes they may come to school and they're so focused on their living condition that they can't focus on none of this. Like how they trying to figure out how I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
I stole some shit before. Don't believe me.
I think everybody has got a Tootsie Roll or something out the stuff before.
I took a whole pharmacy out one time. God damn it. It's been like past 10 years now. Now, so yours is marketing and entrepreneurship.
Well, it was. I'm teaching something totally different this year.
Remind me again. You said it at the top.
It's teaching as a profession.
Teaching as a profession.
Yeah. So those, instead of kids that want to own their own business or become entrepreneurs or go into marketing or business management or ownership, I'll now be teaching students who aspire to be teachers how to be an impactful teacher or a successful teacher.
Well, go on that. What are some key things that it is for a successful teacher and an impactful teacher?
I think teaching them how to build relationships is one of the most important things. When I first started teaching, I came in like, I didn't know anything about teaching. I knew about team management because I was a manager, so I knew I could transfer those skills into a classroom, but I knew nothing about teaching. And when I went in, I had this mindset, and I even told my first class at Hillsville Middle School, like, I already got my degree, you trying to get where I'm trying to get. But guess what? No, they're not. Everybody in that classroom is not trying to get where you're trying to get. And it was someone said a slogan, or I read it somewhere, and it was like, students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So when I heard that or read it, it resonated with me, and it was like, now I have to show them how much I care, so they'll trust me, so I can teach them.
Yeah.
So I think that's what makes a teacher impactful, building that relationship and building a rapport early on, and showing them that you care, not being their friend, but being friendly. It's okay to smile at a kid. It's okay.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to say good morning and how's your day. It's okay to do that.
They're like, I look at it. I try to, I don't necessarily do what I'm supposed to as a teacher, parent to teacher relationship, but I do believe that is a relationship they're supposed to build. Just like when I go to work, I might not have the best supervisors or a job, but you could choose to go somewhere different, just like you can't choose in school, but you still want those positive relationships in the environment you're in. It helps. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I see that like that. Now, when transitioning, you taught marketing and entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to ask how that's being taught. I mean, I didn't even know that was a.
Yeah. So
I'm curious about. You just tell me a little bit about both the classes, if you wouldn't mind.
I love marketing and entrepreneurship. So when I went to Josie, I was hired as the marketing and entrepreneurship or marketing management pathway teacher. And I had never taught marketing before, of course, because I only taught business at Hesba Middle School. But I had my hands in marketing and being an entrepreneur myself a few years before I came to Josie, and I was still continuing that on in my first year there. So I felt like I would be able to speak to it, like real life situations to these kids. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I just put my own spin on it. I figured out ways to get them hands on. So they've built food trucks, they've done amusement parks, they've done their own store. Like they've had to create these things to kind of give them that hands-on experience. So I understand you have to teach them like the definitions and terminology, but sometimes people need to actually do it,
see it,
and feel it, right, and then relay it back to something that's real. So that's how I taught the marketing and entrepreneurship class. We even built a store in our school. We got sixth place in the state of Georgia, because we talked about how we,
Shout out for that.
Yeah. So my Deca Club, they talked about how they built this store from the ground up, really, and how much money they were able to raise and the things that it allowed them to do. Like it gave them scholarship opportunities to go to different conferences, go on field trips, just be exposed to different things.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I taught the marketing class.
So I'm gonna piggyback and use you right now.
Okay.
As a comedian, as a podcaster, I would assume social media is a big part of marketing.
It is, yeah.
What would you say is the best platform to market on?
I guess that all depends on your target audience. Like, because you have a certain age range of people on Facebook. You have a certain age range of people that are on TikTok. I think a lot of people, I don't follow TikTok, so that's not me. I'm more of a Facebook person, but Instagram.
Instagram's really popular, I see, but I don't use it hardly. That's what.
Right. But
it messes me up. I feel like I'm losing, but at the same time, I don't care to have interest.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're using it for. Like, I feel like Instagram is more of a worldwide platform, and Facebook it is worldwide, but it tends to be like your audience is more so the people that are right here in the city where you are, or if you've lived somewhere else and you've formulated these friends and a following from that, that neighborhood or whatever. But I think it just depends on who your target audience is. So I get them to use all of them. They like TikTok. Like TikTok is like the best thing since sliced bread for these kids. But
short attention span.
But when they're marketing the things that we're selling in our school, and I know that we have to reach the people that are right here in Augusta, Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer Facebook. I think it's more personable. I think it allows more depth with posts versus just a picture and and shit.
Yeah.
But whatever people work with is what they do.
Yeah.
So I don't really necessarily. I'm trying to fold to times, is what I'm saying. We'll get there when I get there. Is all I'm saying. So now, I know you set off some accomplishments that you guys had in the class.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Are there any type of like situations there's a possibility for this new venture of class you're going towards? Is there like ways you're going to still approach it the same way and like be more hands-on?
Absolutely. So now I'm going to be teaching as a profession. My ultimate goal, because I have to think about my career goals for myself, right? So my career goal for myself is to be able to teach teachers how to be effective in the classroom, because I can just speak off of my personal experience and what worked for me. But I feel like in order for me to get to the level where I'm teaching teachers, let me first tap into these kids and let them be the next set of teachers that come along, right? Yeah. So how I'm going to approach it is it's going to kind of be similar to how I approach the marketing class. So like I was telling you, I want to start a podcast with my kids. And I know you're like, how does a podcast have to do with teaching? I want to give them the opportunity to invite teachers in the building on, and they ask them questions like, what made you become a teacher? Like, what's the most, what about teaching makes you passionate? Like those kind of questions. And I think that in turn, that'll help them kind of see the reward behind being a teacher, but it also show the teacher that, you know, these are the things that I'm doing, and kind of maybe just ignite them a little bit more to go harder. Yeah.
Comfort knowing what they're asking.
Yeah. So the name that I came up with was the T in teaching. So they get to sit down and
That's cool.
spill the tea.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice.
Thank you.
I might have to come do this.
Yes,
might have to get together on this.
yes, that's what I want to do.
I'll put a bleep in on the audio for the
Yeah.
So how important is it, would you say, I personally think, as every individual nowadays with social media, if you want to, I ain't gonna say not work for somebody, but you want to be known, I guess, or you're winning in social media, but how important it is to marketing and entrepreneurship now versus like our era. I know it wasn't as important as it was just making $1.
Yeah.
It's really important, it seems like, and it's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I can only speak for myself. I know you may not see teachers on Facebook a lot or constantly posting, but I do that. I post my kids a lot. I post, you know, what I'm doing with my kids a lot. And I do that because at the end of the day, I'm marketing myself as a teacher. So I think it's very important, no matter what area of business you're in, you still got to market yourself. You're your walking brand, right?
Yeah, right.
So if you want other opportunities to open up for you, then you have to put yourself out there and let it be known like what you're capable of doing. And I think that goes with whether you're mowing lawn or whether you're cutting hair or doing nails. Like marketing is very, very important these days. And no matter what, like I said, no matter what field you're in, I think during COVID, all we had was social media really to connect. So I think it kind of increased its value during that time too.
Well, and speaking of marketing, let's go ahead and do something. Shout out to Certified CEO Clothing. If you haven't checked them out, she brought the fabulous gingerbread crossover bag today. There is also new colors in your travel bag, and that's the duffel and the book bag. Forest green, black, peanut butter bliss is the color for the bags, travel bags. New colors as well. You see the green, the purple, and the new the graffiti style stunt. You got it right there, the original. Y'all check them out. There's going to be new stuff on the way this year, new colors again. He's going to keep it popping. So always be supporting. Also support. Also go out and check out Miami Vibes every Friday night. That's one of the sponsors out there. He's going to be there. He's usually there every Friday. So if you want some certified CEO clothing gear, go check him out.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I get tongue-tied. I don't care.
I got every color except for the green.
In bags? Mm-hmm. I just like my black.
I got two of those. I got two sets of black, and then I got the peach-looking color one. Mm-hmm. I got that one, and then I got this.
That's
and then
the
I got
butter bliss.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I got the gingerbread, and then I got the black crossover too. So
yeah, I got the black crossover. I like that one. That's my go-to when I start
mine
out.
Too. Like, so shout out to Bobby Band.
Hell yeah. And then see, these are my legit travel bags. I put all my equipment, like my computer and stuff.
Right. It's so spacious.
And then I'm a small guy, so I know I can fit a lot of clothes.
You can just roll them up.
I roll everything up in my bag. It's nothing. Now, do you ever get out around Augusta and go enjoy yourself? How do you, as a teacher, find time to decompress or to get out your head?
I don't go out a lot. You know, like I do try to find activities that I feel comfortable going to. Like, I'm not a club person. I'm not a bar person.
Yeah, I didn't mean to reference it like that.
Yeah. But I like to go to candlelight music on Sunday. So I find those type of things to kind of find rest. Oh, I love watching A Different World every day when I come home. So that kind of just gives me a little peace of mind. Nostalgia, and it's just like I know things were calmer when I was watching A Different World in high school and middle school and high school. So I like watching that. That decompresses me. I'm looking forward to some family vacations this summer with my kids and my husband and my brother and my sister. So I'm doing that. But
and shout out to him, man. Shout out to him and the kids. I always love it to see a great family. I always love to hear a family and loving the family stuff.
Thank you.
I had my homegirl on yesterday, and we was talking relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one thing when you see couples that show their love off.
Yeah.
I just seen you on Facebook and showing off your kids and everything.
Yeah.
So just shout out to the family.
Oh,
real quick,
thank
that's
you. Yeah, shout out to my babies.
Yeah. Now, I know it ain't clubbing an event. I know teachers go to what are they called? It starts with a C. They'll be at the hotel.
Conferences?
Yeah, conferences.
Yeah.
How important is that for teachers? And do you think that they're good? Do you think they should improve?
That is a very good question. I was actually just talking about this the other day. So I just recently was in a leadership class at University of Georgia, and we had a speaker, and he was a principal, was a principal. Now he's a director, and he was saying how important it is for teachers to get poured back into. Mm-hmm. So sending them to those conferences, not just local professional developments. Like, as a teacher, I think it's very important. I'm actually funding myself to go to a conference at the end of June because I want to learn how to tackle this new curriculum that I'm going to be teaching. And they have a conference in Columbus, Georgia for 2 days. And I'm like, I want to learn how to do this. I don't want to just go in and just do it my way. Like, let me see what other teachers across the state of Georgia are doing. And unfortunately, they couldn't pay for it. Like, my department couldn't pay for it. Cool. But then I had to take a step back and was like, how much are you willing to invest in yourself? Mm-hmm. Like, but I think it's very important because you can never stop learning. And I'm comfortable with managing a classroom, but when it comes to the curriculum and teaching them, I always want to learn how I can get across to those kids. Like, what can I do to make it fun and engaging? Yeah. I don't want to have a boring classroom. I don't know if you know, I've heard of Ron Clark Academy in Atlanta.
No, probably not.
Okay. So he has this viral video going on Facebook right now where during graduation, because he's a principal. Mm-hmm. So during graduation, like, the kid came across the stage and did the little, that little motion.
I think I might have saw this clip.
And then he did it too, and he was eating with them, like,
What's the school? We're going to look it up real quick. What is it?
Yeah. Ron Clark Academy.
Ron Clark Academy.
Yeah.
That's what I should put in to get the video, you think?
Maybe put in Ron Clark Academy graduation. It should come up. Yeah, that's it right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
1 second, but yeah, that's fine. You can see it.
I see it, right. So then he go, and none of this was planned, right? Mm-hmm. So his response to it, his response to it was, let these kids celebrate and how they want to celebrate, and I think that's important. But I said all that to say this. I went and visited his school maybe my second year of teaching, right? I entered into a lottery to win to go to his conference for 2 days, mm-hmm. right? No, it was a day. It was a day conference. I stayed in Atlanta, went to his conference, and it changed the way that I taught completely. This man plays music in the hallways, like, he dances with his kids, and he's the principal, right? Yeah. They even made a movie about him called The Triumph. So I watched I watched his movie, and I saw, like, how he changed the environment in his classroom, and it changed the test scores, and it changed the way these kids, how they decided to go off after high school. So I kind of mirrored some of the things that I learned at his conference in my classroom. I think that's made me successful.
That's what's up, man. And that's what I was kind of curious about was, I know that you may get internal in the actual school, like, feedback, but you might not get your interest. Like you're saying, you go into one for just solely your interest. Mm-hmm. Do the local areas get to have these type of conferences where they can, like, kind of correlate any? Is that something that happens? Yeah. So
Richmond County definitely provides us with professional development, but sometimes, I think being amongst other teachers outside of your district, each one teach one type of thing. Like, there's something I can learn from you that I may not be able to learn from someone that's right here in my district because we're doing it totally different. Right. So that's why I think it's very important that if you can't invest in yourself, definitely encourage your principal to invest in you.
Yeah. That's cool though. Yeah. That you can still try to make those strides to the. I mean, shout out to you for still doing it no matter what. Mm-hmm. But they can do that, and you can go get that extra.
Yeah, you can.
From. I bet you there's some stuff go down on them conventions too, huh? I bet you some stuff go down. I'm just saying it.
Oh, I don't know.
I ain't saying nothing about Miss Luckie here, but I'm talking about I bet you it go down.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you've been teaching at Josie for a while, correct? For
Yes.
quite a few years.
3 years.
Have you been around the area for longer than that?
I'm born and raised. I actually graduated from TW Josie.
So I'm not gonna name schools or teacher names. But there was white folks fornicating over in South Carolina
What?
when I was in high school, and it was an underline. Some teacher, I believe, a lot more people knew than fuck to what they.
What? At school?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Well, I mean, hey, I ain't gonna say they was doing it at school, but you definitely knew what they was doing when it wasn't school.
No. I actually use those conference opportunities, like when I'm in a hotel and it's just me. I don't have my kids. I don't have my husband. I got to clean up. I can order a DoorDash and I can just lay in the bed. Like, what?
Well, I just know there's some fucked up teachers I know out there that they got to be doing it, because I done seen. But I mean, and I pretty much saw this too. Like my mom ran a daycare.
Okay.
Early Head Start, pre-K. I think she averaged like around 250 kids at a time. And you know, it just I won't put my kid in no daycare. Still to this day.
Why?
Just, you know, maybe it's different back then. Maybe the area, maybe where we were, but. You know, not every teacher is a good teacher.
Oh, you're right about that now.
They'll feed you some shit to your face, and the next thing you know, we got to contemplate, you know, what's really going on behind closed doors. Now I'm good on all that.
Okay.
So you know, I've always just been keen of not really. I don't trust the teacher stuff. I don't know why.
But you should. I mean, trust. Someone said trust people until they give you a reason not to.
Yeah, that's true. I should do that more. I don't give a damn though. Because you know, I really believe that effort is key. I don't believe it is necessarily the knowledge, because if you put the effort in, you're gonna get the knowledge you need. I think if you're trying to do something, you're trying to learn something.
Right.
A lot of this comes from just effort.
Yeah.
I've got Aristotle's Metaphysics. I've got there's another one up there. It's called Dreams. It's about the theory of understanding someone's dream and being able to map out and diagnose it.
Oh wow.
I've got different shit up there that is too far from what I should be able to, but the effort makes me think in a smart way that I enjoy. I enjoy to think about the brain and philosophy.
Okay.
But I didn't realize any of that in school. I didn't know that was any interesting thing to me while I was in school. I think it's hard sometimes. I don't know nowadays, but for me, it was hard for me to find a lane.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of options that I cared for. And I think now kids have a ton of diversity to choose from.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you from a high school's perspective, do you think it hurts or helps?
I think it helps.
Helps?
I think it definitely helps, because to your point, you said you didn't have a lot of different opportunities. And a lot of these kids have a lot of opportunities. So they can go into a CTA field. And then there's jobs that weren't available 10 years ago, like streaming. Like, who knew you can get paid for streaming?
Videography was a small thing back in the day.
So what's available to them now, I think, kind of serves more of their purpose. These are the kids in technology on TikTok and this. And if they see, hey, I can do this same thing. So now my interest may not be plumbing. Yeah. My interest may not be barbering. My interest I want to learn how to do more digital technology.
And you say that. I think that's going to be a new trade.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. What I do, I think like welders, carpenters, builders.
Absolutely.
Some of these trades are going to stick around.
Right.
Some of this stuff is going to start being automated, and somebody's got to do the work behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be your smart coders. You're going to be your, my old lady does all this shit. So I know some of the terms, but I don't know what they mean. Scribers and scripts and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But technology is going to be a lot more favorable than manual labor, I feel like, going forward.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is most challenging to be a teacher?
What's most challenging to be a teacher? That's a hard one. I think the most challenging thing for me is knowing that I'm not going to be able to touch every single kid that comes in my classroom. Like, or maybe I feel like that, because you'll make some kind of difference, but maybe not the difference that I want to make. So I think that's the most challenging part, because, like if you do something, you want to be successful, you want to have 100%,
So you mean to tell me in your classrooms, each kid you have an expectation for, like, to do a job for them from your end to theirs, and you want to exceed this? Each kid gets that same drive from you that you want to, and you don't give it to them. That's challenging.
No, I do give it to them, but they're not willing to receive it.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like
that's the challenging part.
They don't get there, and you just kind of feel like, I just got to accept where they are.
No, I still don't accept where they are.
Still don't. I feel that.
No,
that's good.
I don't. I think that's the challenging part, because sometimes, because I do have those expectations of them. And I feel like, I'm giving you every tool and resource to be successful. And that's all I want you to do, is be successful. Show me that you're at least trying, and I'm going to help you out the rest of the way.
Me. I was one of them that you was talking about stressful. Oh, yeah. I was in that sucker not doing it. I didn't. And
I would have motivated you, Tommy.
It would have helped some. But it'll help some. And back then, I was a different person, though.
Okay.
Now I care to learn.
But everybody has some type of motivation. Like.
Yeah. Now, what do you think? Well, I ain't gonna ask that. We enough on the t-shirt. Let's switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
All right. I know. I appreciate you talking with me about all that. 'Cause
yeah.
I definitely got some insight for myself going forward with my daughter. Giving some more boundaries I can set, and maybe, using my AI a little more. I like that tip, because I've been just using Google.
Yeah.
So these questions are not necessarily relationship based.
Okay.
These relationships comes from pretty much a male's perspective, asking a woman.
Okay.
They don't have to be relationship. They don't have to be however you want to project them. Okay. First one, what are some red flags for you?
Red flags for me is someone that always calls and complains. That's a red flag, because I just feel like you carry a lot of negative energy, and sometimes we tend to carry the weight of other people's burdens on our shoulders. Those are red flags. So I try to stay away from those type of people that always are complaining. Another red flag for me would be somebody that always talks about somebody else, like in a negative sense.
Yeah.
Not positive. Not like, oh girl, did you see? That's good. I'm so happy for it. Not that, but like, girl, did you see such and such? Like, yeah. That's a red flag. So I stay away from those people too. Another red flag maybe be someone that doesn't have any type of drive or ambition. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like being around those kind of people. I mean, not to say that I can't be, but it's just like, what's in it for me? Why am I around you? If you're constantly bringing me down, you have nothing positive to talk about. So those would be red flags.
All right. Do you like Mexican food?
I love it.
Okay, here's the question. This is an or. All right, one lady I had on here couldn't debate it. It is tacos or Mexican.
Mexican.
Let's take a Mexican. Okay, that was quick. You the first one to take Mexican. Hey, I take Mexican all day. My wife, she'll fight me for a taco.
No, I'll take Mexican.
If I come home with a taco from Taco Bell, I'm done for. It better be a burrito. Now, however you want to preface this phrase, what does it mean to have your cake and eat it too? Because everybody has a different meaning for it, and I'm curious how many perceptions we can get of it.
Okay, that's a good one. Having my cake and eat it too means doing the job that I absolutely love and getting paid my worth for doing it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Career based. I like that. I like that.
That would be having my cake and eat it too. So my cake is, of course, I'm getting the opportunity to do what I love, but eating it too, like I can eat off of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. I like that one. That was a good perspective. A lot of people have been. I had one lady tell me. I mean, we saw it already. I'm just saying. But she was like, "That's not the phrase." Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was stemmed from a different term. We took it and ran with it with cake and eat it too. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's some other. I mean, I remember what it was, but I ain't gonna remember right now.
Okay.
What are some healthy improvements men can make?
Healthy improvements men can make. Therapy.
I just started my first session today.
Really? Congratulations.
No. I ain't gonna talk about me. This you keep going, you going.
No, I think therapy is definitely a good start. And eating more healthy. What was the question? Make sure I'm answering it right.
What are some healthy improvements men can make?
Yes, eating more healthy. I know, like my husband, if it was up to him, he'll eat, fast food because, he works a different schedule. And sometimes our schedules are off. So I may not be able to cook. Or if I cook, I'm like, you have to come home on your lunch break and pick it up. So I would rather him eat healthy at home versus junk food. But definitely therapy. I think a lot of men don't like to cry or to share their feelings and emotions. And I think by them bottling it up, it's not healthy.
Damn, you sound like my therapy session today.
It's not healthy. Men have heart attacks faster than women do.
Yeah.
So, stress kills.
Yeah.
Get it out.
Now, this is a same concept. You don't get if you want to talk about it in a relationship, you can.
Okay.
For men in relationship, however you want to do it. Does a man's tone really affect a woman's emotional response? This question, before you answer, is predicated on just a passionate conversation.
Yes.
Of a tone that a man just has.
Mm-hmm.
Because some men have those tones that can be received aggressively off the bat.
Yeah.
Some men have a tone where if they want to address something, it sounds like they come in from the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And I think some of those men take a narrative they might. So I'm just curious, does a man's tone really affect that emotional response?
It does. I think that it does because when you inflect your tone, it means different things, right? So I just feel like if you're yelling at the top of your lungs at me, then you may get a different reaction, a different emotional reaction, a different verbal reaction. Maybe you might even get a different physical reaction. Ooh. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you came at me. But I think that, I think that has a lot to do with the reaction that you get. You can talk to me with a soft tone. My mom always said you get more bees with honey than you do with shit.
Yeah. I always was told, now I had my fair share of anger issues and shit growing up. I had my rodeo, you know, and they say that the lashing out of like that sort of tone that I think you're referring to is just a cry for help. And we just don't know how to ask or say or request how to get that. Like, it may not have to be therapy, but
right.
in that moment with that person, you might not be able to get it out like you need to be received properly. A lot of that shit is just screaming for help. Yeah. It's more than, I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it also, and then the woman's reaction to that is going to also determine where else that goes. Like if you have a woman that knows you and knows that you are going through whatever it is you're going through, and you tend to raise your voice, but you may not necessarily mean any harm by it, you just are very emotional right now, then she's going to be able to take a step back and say, okay, babe, just calm down. Like, I'm gonna give you a second to yourself. So it just depends on the relationship too, to me.
What do you think men lack in acknowledging in relationships?
What do they lack in acknowledging? That they need help.
Okay, that's been consistent.
Yeah.
That's a consistent one. What is the top thing you wish men understood about women?
That we're not super women.
That's a good one.
I think sometimes men don't take into consideration how they may have hurt a woman before, and we're just expected to build ourselves back up and still take care of the kids and still go to work and still put on this smiley face. And I think sometimes we get the preconceived notion that we're super women, so you're able to take whatever I put on you. So I think they need to realize that.
That's a good one. And any advice you would like to give to men? Whether that be your young kids at school, for young men growing.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me think on that. What? Well, I think about the kids at my school, because that's the reason why I started teaching in the first place, was for young men. I felt that it was a lot of young men, black young men in particular, going to jail for trying to, for selling drugs or selling illegal products. And because, again, they had to try to take care of home or feed themselves. So I felt like if I could tell them one thing, you already have a hustle mentality. Change that hustle into a legal hustle for you. because it's already in you. Nobody had to teach.
Use it, don't abuse it.
Yeah, nobody had to teach you how to be a boss of yourself. You taught yourself that. But if I can just flick that switch and tell you to train it and turn it into something that's going to be a lucrative business where you got to look over your shoulder, then that's what I would tell young men. Like, use your business mind, but use it in a way that you don't have to worry about getting bailed out of jail.
That's good. I like that. What are some advices to anyone that wants to start up, focus points on marketing, entrepreneurship, before we kind of wrap up?
Okay.
I want to give that for your previous class, and I know you've been teaching teachers, but I want you to kind of give some input for them.
Ask me the beginning of the question again.
What are some
marketing?
Yeah, marketing and entrepreneur tips for I'm assuming my age range is adults. It ain't kids.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know who's watching this, a podcaster, who's trying to do fashion or music. I don't know.
Well, I don't claim to know it all in marketing and entrepreneurship. Please don't ever think that. I just teach the kids the foundations of it and what they need to do to be successful. I think that if I'm just speaking in general, build up a network. That's the most important thing. Like, grow your following. And I think once you have grown your following, then the sky's the limit, because now you have opened yourself up to people outside of your hometown and all over the world. And these people are following you. They're looking to see what your next move is. They're following you for a reason. Yeah. So if you can build up your following, then I think that's going to be the first step in being successful in marketing and entrepreneurship.
All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anything you want to ask me before we wrap? I mean, you got I don't want to give you the floor, too.
Oh, no.
I don't want to control it if you want to have.
Oh, no, I'm good. But thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. It was definitely...
Did you have fun?
I absolutely had fun. You asked me some challenging questions.
I ain't mean, but I got something up my sleeve.
Yeah, but you really made me think, and I appreciate that. And you have really kind of brought back to my forethought of like what I need to be doing for these kids, because you were asking me some really good questions. Like, dang, yeah.
I try to. I know that not everyone is me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I don't need the I would love to have had it, but I don't need it to be. I've already found a way to use that grind,
yes, right?
And I just take advantage of it. But I do think it is important for. Maybe if you are like me and you have troubles learning and whatnot, you still have to go past the struggles at school to figure out what more to offer, like we talked about. And you got to take advantage of those opportunities while they're in your face. If you're not going to know, and you're going to miss that. If you had interest, if you don't have interest, you're not going to get to really point yourself in a great direction to get out of high school with. Yeah. And that was kind of my perspective from my point and where I was coming from with questions. And I appreciate all the information you gave me. I'm going to probably watch this one back and make my daughter watch it. Like, look at here,
Yeah.
Yes, again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Lucky Charmz, and that is a dope-ass name.
Thanks.
Shout out to Josie for allowing you to continue to explore and continue to progress.
Yeah, that's my school, my alma mater.
Shout out to the husband and the kids for keeping you down.
Yes, hey, babe.
No, you're good. I forgot to even do. Look, yeah.
You're good.
Tell us where they can find you and some availabilities coming up, man.
Okay, so you can definitely find me on Facebook under Lucky Charmz. That's Luckie, last name Charmz. I will be the new teaching as a profession teacher at Cross Creek. So if you have a freshman or if you have a sophomore that attends Cross Creek, please make sure they register for my class. I promise you, I will expose your student to all things, not just teaching, but all things. So definitely put them in my classroom and make sure that they join whatever club I'm a part of. What else? Oh, please come out to my classroom. So even if you're not a traditional teacher, if you're a non-traditional teacher, come out to my classroom. I would love for you just to speak to my kids about your journey, about how you got to where you are, so they can be exposed to other avenues. I want them to be exposed to greatness, so I love for great people to come talk to me and my students. That's it.
Hey, shout out, y'all link up for the Teas with Teachers.
Oh yeah, the T in teachers.
The T in teachers, that's right.
Yeah.
Y'all teachers, y'all reach out, get some exploration going. I think that'd be a cool idea. I really do. I think that's gonna be a great one.
I hope so.
I think so.
Yeah, I hope so.
A lot of editing though. God, we gonna see the short spots them kids gonna give you. Oh, you gonna have flats, none, and it's gonna be great at times. It's gonna feel like you got a whole masterpiece.
So we can't do just do live and
I don't do live. That's man. You gotta ask him that.
No, I'm just saying. I'm thinking like, should I just do live and just let it?
I would do it that way more than I would edit it.
Yeah.
Because if you want to like have the narrative and it.
I mean,
I ain't saying the kids can't do narratives.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
but that's too much. That's not even a class. I don't teach like an audio video technology class. No, if I were doing that, then yes.
Yeah.
But I really just want it to be like an open conversation where a teacher can really sit down with their student. Like if you're my favorite teacher, Mr. Archer, can you please come? I just want to ask you some questions because I want to be like you and I just want to find out like.
Well, yeah. And if anything, hit me or Maine up. We might can come and help record it and make it if you want it pre-edited and not live.
Okay.
If you want it, I think live's still good too. You can have a little fun time with it with the kids, but hey, it's how y'all guys
okay, yeah,
together, you know?
That's why I said I need you.
Yeah, we're gonna work together. We're gonna get it. Again, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another one. Peace.